Well, hi guys, and welcome to yet another brand new video here on Conan Exiles. We've got another different one for you again today. This is another character build, and if you saw my agility build, which is there on the channel, thank you for watching it. If you haven't seen it yet, do go check it out. And this time, this one is a strength build, and yes, you can pretty much run this one solo again. And also in the second half of this video, there is actually a second part to this one, which is a different version of the strength build using a single follower. And to be quite honest, I think you'll find both versions fun, but especially the second version, it's just ridiculously strong, and it's a bit more focused on a single follower, as I say, but all will be revealed. So let's jump into the video right now. Okay then, so we're just here on our character screen a minute, and you can see above our character's head there the amount of armour that we have. We are in heavy armour once again, even though it's disguised as the gladiator armour. We are actually using something different. We're actually using the Redeemed Legion helmet, the Redeemed Legion chest, the Godbreaker grips, Champion's leggings, and then the Hyperborean boots. So something a little bit different, all with the bulk plating, and then I've just put the armor reduction kits on the legs and the chest just to bring the weight down a little bit. So if we jump over to our stat sheet, as we can see, that's our base stats without weapons in our hands. Damage is very small, obviously, because we're not using any weapons yet. Follower stats we're not interested in, but we have 700 total health, and 500 of that is the bonus from our vitality. So if we jump over to here, as you can see, we're maxed out in strength with the combo master, and we've also got the berserker buff, and then for the final one we went for crushing swings, just to give us that extra boost to our damage. Nothing in agility because this is a strength build. Vitality is the same as always, so it's the fast healer and glutton for punishment. Nothing in authority with this version because again this is a solo character run, and then full grit for our stamina regen. So we've got the endurance for the faster stamina regen, and then defensive posture. Incoming damage is reduced by 15% while you are blocking or attacking. So that is the setup for this version, and obviously with the second version that I'll show you later in this video, as I say, the stats are slightly different because we are using a single follower. So now if I put my weapons on and then we go back to our character sheet again, as you can see our total damage is 176, which gives us a bit of a huge increase in the damage that we can do. However, if I then take a piece of excuse me, cooked catfish, which should give us a strength boost, we eat that, and then if we go back to our sheet again, we've now jumped up to 187 damage. So that is pretty much the build. That's the stats, that's the gear we're using. And the good thing with this gear is you're not going to have to do a journey step to get any of this. The Redeemed Legion is learned from the Black Keep, which is up in the snow. Godbreaker grips are part of the Godbreaker armor, which is learned in Clael's Stronghold, along with the Champion's armor. And then the Hyperborean boots are actually craftable. They're actually another base game armor, they're actually craftable. If you learn the Hyperborean set from your armor crafting, that's actually there, but you will need to get the recipe for the Champions and the Godbreaker and the Redeemed. And if we go to our map to learn the Redeemed Legion, you're going to come up here to Clael's Stronghold, not Clael's Stronghold, sorry, the Black Keep, which is just up here. There you will learn the Silent Legion Light, Medium and the Silent Legion, and also Redeemed Legion. We're just using Redeemed Legion because they give us slightly better stats. And then you want to also come down to Clael's Stronghold and sneak through the arena. You don't have to fight the arena champion, you could sneak in, learn the recipe for her armor set in there, for the Champion's leggings, and then learn the 2 tablets at the end of the Warmaker's Champion fight, so the last boss. where you get the Grandmaster tablet, and also the tablet that will teach you the Godbreaker armor. So that is the solo version. Very much a fun build again. Similar setup to before as well with the weapons. I'm just keeping the sorcerer's staff with us for the torch. Got some daggers in case we need to do bleed. Got our bedroll of course. And then we're just using Edicato's voice bow, but you can use any strength bow you want just for pulling enemies. And then I'm using Mistmorn for the shield, but again doesn't really matter too much, use any shield that you want. And then I'm just using a one-handed axe, which is the Axe of the Gate Guardian, which is really easy to get. Once again, you can farm that off the first boss in Clael's Stronghold. And that, as you see, is a one-handed axe, and that's our shield. So we can block plenty of damage if we need to, but then we can also then hit hard and dish the damage if we need to. So that is the solo version of the build. What about the single follower version? Well, let's take a look at that right now. Okay then, so straight away you can see that this version of the build is a little bit different because I have a lady on my left, so that's to your right on the camera. So that's our single follower. She has some different stats now because of her following me individually. For those who recognise this, this is the Abyssal Armour. For those who don't know, this is an armour set that you summon using the Circle of Power, which is a station that you would need to learn from learning sorcery, which you do down here in Shellback Hollow. You work your way through to the back of this cave, it will take you into the Cave of Kurak, where you'll learn the Tome of Kurak and your sorcery, and then you upgrade your sorcery on your Thaumaturgy sorcery bench until you learn the Circle of Power, and then you'll need some various crafting materials to produce this armour. It does have a timer, so it doesn't last forever, but as we can see there, it gives us lots of stats. So strength weapon, perfect for this build. Follower damage 12%, agility weapon damage we're not bothered about because we're not really using agility, and concussive damage we're not really bothered about. Our main ones are the follower and strength, and it's pretty much the same as you can see with all 5 pieces. Now I do have to be careful in this armour because obviously my armour value is still over 1,000, but it's a little less than the solo version, but this is because we're relying on our friend here to do more of the work. So if I put my weapons in my hand again and then we take a look at our stat sheet again, as we can see there, our total damage is 129, which isn't as high because obviously we're not going to do as much damage because we don't have any points in agility or strength, as you can see there, but we do get a little boost from our items. But our key thing here now is our follower damage, and as you can see there, she gets a 92% increase, and that's damage from authority. 80% of that is from having the perks in authority, and then the damage from her items, so she gets to then another 12% from the armour she's wearing, which is just the War Dancer top, earrings, bracelets, and then the Guernicae waistguard and Zamorian Thief boots, but that is actually disguised because it is actually my regular setup for my followers, which is the Redeemed Legion helmet, Void Force Dragon heavy chest, Godbreaker grips, Champion's leggings, and the Hyperborean boots. So if we take a look at her stats, this is how she's leveled up. As you can see, pretty decent stats on her, and while she's following, she's still in the process of healing up. As you can see, she's going to just over 1,000 health with her damage at 55 at the moment. However, if we give her one of these, the Elixir of Might, which will give her 15%, as we can see she's now at 70, and then if we also give her a piece of the same fish that I'm eating, it does this sometimes when it wants to bug out and doesn't want to let her eat it for some strange reason. Oh, now she has, I think. No, That's unusual. Right, not sure what's going on there, but these things do happen. It looks like she's consuming it, but probably because she's still actually healing up. This is probably why it would look, so what we probably need to do is wait for her to finish healing up before you feed them that, because that's why it's not showing that bonus potentially. But luckily we have plenty of spare of that to go around, so that's not too bad. So what we'll do is, just to show you this build, I will head over to Claire's stronghold and take her in there, and also you'll notice when she does damage you'll see like a flash of lightning that will occur. That is because if I take a look at my attributes now, this is the new setup, so I'm full vitality still, full authority now, and full grip with the same perks once again. However, this time authority is corrupted up to 15, so we've got 15 points of corruption, and we've got the same in our health, which just gives us different perks now, which means we can have even quicker health regeneration because we are corrupted, and then we've got the chance to deflect incoming damage, and we are also immune to disease, poison, bleed and sunder effects, which is pretty good. We're not immune to cripple, but we're immune to all of those. And then with the authority, the key one for her here is the frenzy buff, the very first one, so she'll get a very short damage increase, which will just make her ridiculously strong if she isn't already. Right, so I'm going to head over to Claire's stronghold now and I'll meet you there. Right, so here we are in the Warmaker Sanctuary, or Claire's stronghold, and you can just see the white boss, as people call him, even though it's like blue and white, just down in the distance there. We're going to head down now and take on that guy. Let's see how she does with him. What I'll do is I'll send her into attack first so you can see what damage she's doing, and then I'll also then hit something so that she gets the frenzy buff, just so that you can see how higher her damage goes. So here we go. I'll head on in. Make sure you're on. Attack all enemies. What we'd like to try and do, ideally, is maybe pull this guy first without pulling everybody, but no doubt everybody will come with them, yeah. So we'll let her do her thing there. Of course she's going to aggro the main boss now, I think. No, she's not. Oh, we haven't pulled him. That's lucky. No, come and get these guys. He's gone after that archer. Has he pulled? No, I think we're still good. Bit tricky getting your follower to take out the people that you want them to take out first. As you can see there, she did have the buff for a split second when she hit that guy, but that will wear off. I think it's about 10 seconds it lasts for. So we're going to let her decide whether she's going to hit that guy or not, because at the same time while she's now messing about, she's going to end up pulling the boss. There we go, here he comes. So we'll tell her to attack him. Look at that damage she did off one hit already. Destroyed him, and she didn't even have the frenzy buff then. And yeah, as you can see there, that's the weapon you can get, Axe of the Gate Guardian, which is the one I'm using. He's not guaranteed to drop it every time, but if you keep looking for it, you never know, you may be able to get it to drop. Right, see now it's taken it. Now she's jumped up to 85, so she's a bit higher now. It was obviously bugged out for some reason. So we'll deal with these two, and then I'll just take you into the mini bosses again, just so that you can then see. Even though those guys are a lot harder, that guy at the beginning is a lot harder because he is a 3 skull, and these guys in the next bit are only a 1 skull. She can pretty much deal with anything. The downsides to this build obviously are You are heavily corrupted, so you do only have half health and half stamina, so you will have to manage your health and stamina a lot more, but it's a fun build because you're kind of a commander. You're getting your follower to do all the work for you, and because it's a single follower, they're getting the plus 20 to everything. Now you could do this. Let's give her the buff, just so she can hit a bit harder. And you can see her in the background there, just absolutely annihilating everyone. Nice and quick. She took all those guys out, no problem. As I say, you are half health, half stamina, but you could do this with War Party, but to be quite honest, the well trained is much better because your follower can hit a heck of a lot harder, and it's only one person for you to worry about managing, rather than having to concentrate on having two followers to deal with. And as you can see there, just absolutely obliterated him, and he drops his various weapons as well. So just to show you our stat sheet once again there, as you can see all of the various stats there, and instead of the 700 health with this particular setup, we only drop down to 410 health, which isn't huge, but we do have a decent amount. Although it's funny how it says 410 and then 500 bonus from vitality when we've only got 410, but there we go. As you can see, that's the stat numbers, so we are a lot less health than the solo version, but you can still do a decent amount of damage, and your follower can also do the same. Try it with War Party if you like, but personally I think the single follower with the plus 20 just makes them even more ridiculously OP, as you saw in the clip there. And this will certainly be helpful going forward, I would say, in the chapter 2 update, when we'll have new bosses to contend with in some of the dungeons. So I hope you found this build interesting, guys. Like I say, a little bit of a different one because there are two versions of it. A slightly more trickier one to put together and to manage is the corrupted version, but it just puts your followers' damage through the roof and makes them ridiculously OP. Or you've got the standard solo strength version, that there are other sets you could even use, or other armor pieces you could use, but these are just the ones that I chose for this particular video. So if you found it remotely useful or helpful in any way, do let me know in the comment section down below. Leave your questions down there as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and until I see you guys on a future live stream or in the next video, we shall say goodbye. Alright then, my friends, bye bye for now.